Donald J. Trump is one of the most polarizing figures in modern American history, known as much for his persona as for his business empire. For decades, the world has been fascinated by one question: how much is Donald Trump actually worth? Over the years, Trump has cultivated an image of a billionaire magnate, a self-made titan of real estate who commands luxury hotels, sprawling golf courses, and a brand that carries his name across the globe. From glossy magazine covers to television appearances, he has presented himself as the embodiment of success, a man who has risen from the streets of Queens to the pinnacle of wealth and power. Yet, behind the image, there is a complex, often contradictory financial reality that many mainstream sources and investigative journalists have tried to unravel. The mystery of Trump's true net worth is more than just a curiosity. It is a story that blends media perception, financial maneuvers, legal filings, and strategic self-presentation, all of which have shaped the public's understanding of wealth in modern America. Trump's claims about his own fortune have long been a point of debate. On multiple occasions, he has publicly stated that his net worth exceeds $10 billion, painting a picture of a man whose assets are virtually untouchable. These statements are often highlighted in speeches, interviews, and on his social media platforms, creating a public narrative that equates Trump with unparalleled financial success. However, independent assessments tell a very different story. Forbes, Bloomberg, and other financial institutions have consistently placed his net worth significantly lower, with recent estimates hovering around $2 to $3 billion. The discrepancy between Trump's claims and independent estimates has fueled speculation, debate, and even legal scrutiny, raising fundamental questions about how net worth is calculated, how self-reported wealth can influence perception, and how media coverage can amplify the myth of extraordinary success. It is here, in this tension between image and reality, that the so-called Trump net worth myth takes shape, a narrative carefully curated, sometimes inflated, and always closely tied to the brand that bears his name. Donald Trump has long claimed a net worth exceeding $10 billion, but independent estimates tell a very different story. Forbes and Bloomberg place his wealth around $2 to $3 billion, a significant gap that has fueled debate about the true scale of his fortune. This discrepancy reflects more than rounding errors. It highlights the difference between self-reported wealth, which includes brand value and public perception, and independent calculations that factor in debts, liabilities, and market realities. Much of Trump's wealth comes from real estate, Trump-branded ventures, and licensing deals. Properties like Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, and his golf resorts are iconic symbols of his empire, but they also carry mortgages, taxes, and maintenance costs that reduce their net contribution. Trump-branded ventures, from hotels to residential projects, often carry his name without guaranteeing consistent income. Licensing deals allow him to profit from his name without owning the properties outright, which inflates public perception of wealth but may not translate to liquid assets. Debt plays a major role in Trump's finances. Over the years, he has borrowed billions to fund projects, a strategy that can amplify profits but also increases risk. Many loans are private, with undisclosed terms, making it difficult to fully gauge his financial obligations. Market downturns or loan maturities could reduce actual net worth significantly, meaning that while Trump appears financially dominant, much of his empire is leveraged. Brand value is another factor. The Trump name has been applied to hotels, golf courses, merchandise, and even reality TV shows. While it contributes to his estimated net worth, brand value is subjective and volatile, often affected by controversies or changes in public perception. Analysts who are conservative in their calculations typically exclude or heavily discount brand value, contributing to the gap between Trump's claims and independent estimates. Media and public perception have amplified the image of wealth. Shows like The Apprentice and coverage of his properties, lifestyle, and high-profile deals reinforce the idea of an unshakable billionaire. Headlines often highlight his luxurious homes and major acquisitions, sometimes without mentioning debts or failed ventures, creating a mystique around his fortune. Taxes and financial transparency add another layer of uncertainty. Trump has resisted releasing full tax returns, citing audits and privacy concerns. Investigations have shown strategies like depreciation and deductions that reduce reported income, making it harder to calculate his true wealth. In short, Trump's net worth is a mix of real estate, brand value, licensing deals, and significant debt. While he claims more than $10 billion, independent estimates place it closer to $2 to $3 billion. Market risks, leveraged debt, and media-driven perception all shape the gap between claimed and verified wealth. Donald Trump's wealth is not just in his assets, it's also in how he generates income. Estimates suggest his annual earnings range between $150 million and $450 million, depending on the year and market conditions. Real estate remains the backbone of his income. Properties like Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, and other holdings generate revenue through rents, property sales, and hotel operations, producing roughly $100 million to $150 million annually, though high maintenance and taxes reduce net profit. Licensing and branding deals bring in $30 million to $60 million annually by allowing his name on hotels, golf courses, and residential projects. These deals often require little upfront investment, but depend on the success of the underlying property or product. Media ventures also contribute. The Apprentice reportedly earned him $1 million to $3 million per season, while speaking engagements, endorsements, and book deals add further income. These streams are episodic, unlike the steady revenue from real estate and branding. Other ventures, including golf courses and past businesses like casinos or Trump Airlines, produce mixed results. Golf resorts may generate $50 million to $70 million per year, but high operational costs and debt reduce net profits. Trump's income streams are interconnected. Media exposure boosts brand value, which in turn increases property and licensing profitability, creating synergy across his ventures. Donald Trump's public image as a billionaire mogul is carefully crafted. Towering skyscrapers, luxury golf resorts, and media appearances create the perception of immense wealth and unstoppable success. Shows like The Apprentice and constant media coverage reinforce his persona as a decisive, savvy dealmaker. Branding and licensing are central to this image. By attaching his name to hotels, golf courses, and other projects, often without full ownership, Trump amplifies perceived wealth. Even ventures that failed, like Trump Steaks or Trump Airlines, contributed to the narrative of business prowess. Luxury lifestyles, private jets, and high-profile properties act as visual markers of fortune, enhancing the public perception. Behind this image lies a more complex reality. Many of Trump's properties carry significant debt, and some ventures underperform. Loans and operational costs reduce the liquidity of his assets, meaning visible luxury does not always equal net wealth. Media coverage and selective transparency help maintain the aura of untouchable wealth, masking financial complexity. Ultimately, the contrast between image and reality shows how branding, media, and public perception can inflate apparent wealth. While Trump is undeniably rich, the public image of his empire often exceeds the actual financial reality, highlighting the Trump net worth myth.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more tips on making money.